Hello and welcome to Knitting Dragon episode 6. That's right, I remembered what it's called today. I am Jessica. I'm also known as Iekikadragon on Ravelry. And I like to come here and talk about my knitting and my gaming and my life. So let's just jump on into it. First, I will talk about what's been on my needles the longest, and that is the Flirt skirt by Claire Jackson. And I did not make much progress on this week. I lost some steam on it, I think, because originally I had it in my head that I was going to wear it to a wedding that was supposed to be this past weekend. Well, the wedding was this past weekend, but we were supposed to go, and of course we weren't able to go, so I think I just kind of lost steam on finishing the project. But I still love the project, and I still want to finish it. I think I needed a break. I had kind of lost some steam because I lost the reason why I was making it. But I'll still end up wearing it, and I think I'll still enjoy it. I needed a break. So I am using Malabrigo Susurro yarn in the colorway Paris Night. And you can see, yeah, I think I did 2 rows since last week. So yeah, I have done pretty much nothing on this. But like I said, other than the aggressive grass, if you remember, I love the yarn. I love, and I think it's going to be really pretty when it is a full skirt. I have to get there. So I think I'm going to try and, like I said, I lost steam because we didn't end up going to that wedding. I think what I'm going to do to get my mojo back on it is to dedicate half an hour every day to work on it. And that'll just get me rolling. And then if I don't want to work on it after that, I don't, at least I'll have made progress on it and it's not stagnating. But if, and then if I am feeling good about it, I'll keep going. So I think that's my plan for this one. And hopefully that'll get me rolling on it again, because I do like it. I think it's really sweet, and I think it'll go with a lot of things, because I'm not a fashion person by any stretch of the imagination. So I need my clothing to kind of be super versatile, in that I don't care if it's fashionable or not. I just want it to be comfortable and wearable, and I don't get a lot of clothing. I don't buy a lot of clothing, so the more things I can wear it with, the better it is. Although I did get a bunch of new clothing recently, because I had a single button-down shirt, and the only shirts I can wear right now, because I'm not supposed to be putting my arms up over my head, are button-down shirts. So got some new button-down shirts. My mom helped me with that. Thanks, Mom. Anyway, a little bit of life thrown in there for you. So the Paris skirt, I am going to try and get back. Ooh, I just dropped a bunch of stitches. Hold on. I am going to try and get back on track for that. But it isn't going to be, that's going to be a fixer-upper. It isn't going to be my main project. It isn't going to be, but I do want to continue working on it. So let's put this away so I stop dropping stitches. The Flirt skirt by Claire Jackson. That's been on my needles for 32 days. So it's kind of languishing a little bit, and I don't want that to happen because I think it's fun. All right, my next project is the Get Her Gone blanket. This one has been on my needles for 17 days. I based this blanket on the Magic Number blanket by Helen Cosgrove, but I just used her numbers to get it started, and it's my plan for this blanket was to weigh the yarn in the beginning and to get as close, like just knit it bigger until I was halfway done with the yarn, and then start decreasing, so that way, because it's a corner to corner blanket, so that way it I use up as much of the yarn as possible, because I'm doing this one as part of my stash bust spring. This particular yarn has been in my stash probably for about a year, and I would like to get her gone, get her out of the stash, get the project out of the house. My plan is to donate it. So I decided apparently to end, I never do this, mid-row. So it's going to be impossible to show. Great, good planning by me. So this has been on my needles for 17 days. I'm using Caron Big Cakes Toffee Brickle yarn. And you can see here is my progress keeper. So that's where I was last week. And what I love about this project is the yarn is bigger. I believe it's, is it worsted? I don't remember. I'd have to look, but the yarn is obviously not the fingering weight yarn that I've been using for some of my, like the Flirt skirt. And so when you make progress, you make big progress. It happens fast. So I do really enjoy that. Let's see if there's a better. So I was done around the blue. Look at that. I got 3 colors done, moved into the gray. It's not going to be quite as big as I was thinking it was going to be. So it really is like a little, it's going to end up being a baby blanket or a very small throw. So I may end up donating it to the baby department, even though my original plan was kind of maybe to try and donate it either to the cancer department or the trauma department. But you know what? It'll go to somebody that needs it, and that's what matters. So I do like how it's turning out. I will get to, next week I'll show it to you better. I will make sure not to end in the middle of a row. But yeah, I think it's a sweet little blanket. My plan for this one, I wanted to just get a little bit done. So each night before I would go to sleep, I would knit a single row, not a color, a single row. And that just helped me keep it going. And then once the weekend rolled around, I dedicated some more actual time to it. So that's why I got that much further. Because I think throughout the week, I got through the yellow. And then past 2 days, I did these 2 colors. So I'm really excited to get this done. I made it past the halfway point. So I am doing the decreases. And once it's done, and I get to donate it. So I'm really looking forward to that. I would be shocked if it's done by next week. I don't think I knit that fast. So I think I've got a couple more weeks left on this. But I'm enjoying it. It makes me feel good to be knitting something purely with the idea of donating it. I've never really done that before. I have donated things before, but I didn't originally knit it with that intention. So I am really looking forward to that. And so, yeah, I think that's all I've got on. I think I mentioned I'm doing this as part of the Stash Bust Spring, which I was inspired by Nora from AKA Nora Knits. She's doing no acquisitions this spring, which I'm kind of doing, but we'll see. And then, and knitting solely from stash. But I think she has a larger stash than I do. I have no idea what her stash looks like. But I do have enough in stash that I could accomplish that. She's doing that until June. We'll see. We'll see what happens. However, that does bring me to my next project, where I started a new project, and I got super excited about it. So this is kind of a mix between a couple things. So what happened was I ordered some yarn back in mid-March, before Stash Bust Spring started, and I was so excited about it. I had heard about the yarn on Knitting Nurse, and I just was super inspired by it. I usually, I'll like yarn and not feel the need to get it. I'll just enjoy that someone else is enjoying it. But for some reason, this particular yarn, I needed to get. So it arrived on my birthday last Monday after I'd filmed, and I just could not have been more excited. So I immediately cast on. It didn't matter. I was casting on. So I'm kind of considering this part of Stash Bus Spring because I had already ordered the yarn. I was waiting for it to come, and it did. So is it kind of cheating? Yes. Is it kind of also stash busting? Also yes, but I'm gonna take it. So anyway, what I started, oh no, I hid it under the camera. I use a pillow to prop up the camera. Uh-oh, I lost part of it. That's okay, I'll show you. Oh no, I lost it. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, is the camera in a different position? Yeah, most likely. I had to move some things around because I had to find what I was looking for, which is my next project, which is some new socks. Look at these, look how cute they are. Okay, so this is my new project. They've been on my needles for 7 days because it was last Monday that they showed up. They are my Poison Dart Frog socks. Look at this stitch marker that came with them. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. Okay, the pattern I'm using is a variation of the I'm So Basic socks by Summer Lee. And then I did a different toe. I did an elongated toe, which I learned from the Perfect Socks by Nitty Natty. So I am Frankensteining some socks together to make some socks that I really love. So the yarn is VK Yarns, and she did a whole series, which I'll talk about more later. But I couldn't wait to get these on the needles, and I was so excited that it had arrived. So 7 days, I finished this sock, the Poison Dart Frog sock, and I got down to, I was so close. I got down, I started the toe on the second sock. So I'm gonna have socks soon. I'm so excited. Yeah, I don't think I'm even gonna move the stitch marker because I'm gonna start another pair with the yarn. My mom's been helping us out so much, and for Mother's Day, I asked her, how did I drop stitches on this one too? I asked her if she would like some socks, and she said yes. So I'm gonna have extra yarn from this. So, gosh, what is happening? Just too excited, I guess. So I'm gonna make her a pair of socks, and I'll probably move the Poison Dart Frog Progress Keeper to that, just because I really enjoy, it's super light because it's that polymer clay, and it makes me happy to see it. I'm an animal person. It makes me happy that it's on the socks when I'm working on them. So I'm on the toe, and I will finish this probably today. Can't imagine that I wouldn't unless something crazy happens. So great progress on that. This yarn, I accidentally threw away the band that gave me all the information about it. So I'll have to give you more information about it later. But it has the highest stitch definition that I have personally worked with. It's nuts. Like, you can see every little thing. You can see the decreases, you can see it's got such high stitch definition. So if you want to do something like cable work or something like that, this would be an amazing yarn for it. Honestly, it would just show it off so nicely. But I was kind of shocked. So I think it's fun. I'm going to talk more about it. I chose this particular pattern for a reason, where I did this couple stripes at the top, heel, toe, And then, yeah. So 7 days. Yep, I think I said everything. I needed a win, you guys. I focused on this. I was still, I was in a decent amount of pain, and I needed something to focus on that wasn't that. And I needed a win. So to finish one sock in that time just really helped me feel good. It helped me feel like I was doing something and accomplishing something, even though all I could really do was sit. And I had to have people help me do a lot of just basic things. I have to have help doing so many basic things. I can't lift more than 5 pounds. I'm not supposed to bend down. I'm not supposed to lift my arms over my head. I need help dressing and bathing, and so I needed a victory, and these socks felt like a victory. It's something that I could do. I didn't need anyone's help with any of it. So yeah, these socks make me feel good. So Poison Dart Frog socks, started them on my birthday. They're gonna be pretty special socks to me, I think, always. They're a victory for me. And so that's that. I think they're gonna be done today, which I'm looking forward to. I thought about trying to finish them before the podcast, but we do have things coming up in life. We have doctor's appointments and things. So I decided, no, just get the podcast done and we'll finish the socks as we go. So that does bring me, I got the Poison Dart Frog yarn from VK Yarns. So that is actually going to bring me now to my acquisitions. And so the Poison Dart Frog yarn is part of an entire collection. Now I didn't have to get the entire collection, but I was hooked. So I ordered this back in mid-March. And it showed up at the very end of April, and it's here, it's here, it's here. So this is all VK yarns. Look at this. I've never done anything like this in my life before, but I'm so excited. Okay, so it was based off of, inspired by like the animals of Australia. And because VK Yarns is in Australia, and all of the stitch markers that I got with it are from JoJo's Art Studio, also part of, they collaborated on this project. So each thing is based off of something. So I did the Poison Dart Frog already. There is Red-Bellied Snake, and all the yarn is the same, and that's why I told you I was going to tell you about it. It's 4-ply fingering yarn, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, approximately 100 grams. So it comes with a main, comes with a mini, and it comes with a stitch marker. Red-Bellied Snake, look at that little guy. So I'm going to make all the socks with this pattern on it. They're not quite shorties, they're not quite full length, they're somewhere in between, which is how I like my socks. I'm gonna do the stripes, the heel, the toe in the mini, and then the main in the main, and then I can make extra socks or whatever I want from the rest. But, so Red-Bellied Snake, look at this one, this one's cute. Humans, just, that should be interesting. I'm excited to see what that one knits up as, because even the mini is just so colorful. So we'll see what happens with those. Those will be mismatched socks, I think, which I struggle with, but we'll see. And that's the little stitch marker. Then we have Gray Wolf. Look how pretty that is. I think that's gonna just be stunning as well. So, and these progress keepers are adorable. I'm going to use them all the time. Like I said, I'm an animal person, so they're gonna be regular features. Okay, so these are the two why I actually bought the whole series, and I couldn't decide between these two, and then I fell in love with the poison dart frog and the, anyway. Blue-ringed octopus. I love octopi, and I think that they're amazing creatures. The stitch marker is not showing. And the colors aren't necessarily my colors, like what I would normally wear, but it didn't matter. The connection with the octopus, the brightness of the colors, even though I tend to lean more towards cool and these are warm, didn't matter. I just fell absolutely in love and wanted to have it. And the other one, peacock mantis shrimp. Love these colors. And I recently played a character in a D&D game where she had a little creature that she made to look like a mantis shrimp, and it shot out bubbles of health. Long story, but it was such a personal connection for me, and to have this little mantis shrimp stitch marker and to make mantis shrimp socks that I'll be able to wear on D&D nights, even though I'm not playing that character anymore, it felt really important and special to me. So I couldn't choose between the two of the animal that I love and the deep connection. So I ended up getting them all, but I can't wait. So that's gonna be a long-term thing. I'm gonna go through those socks and you'll see them popping up here as we go. So that's my acquisitions, also kind of my stash because I've been waiting so long to have them, and I figure it still counts as part of Stash Bus Spring. So that's that. I guess now I can move on to my gaming. I did play last Monday in my Pathfinder Agents of Edgewatch game. Played as Hydrangea Heatherfoot, my little investigator bard. However, I was so completely out of it. Yeah, I still was on a decent amount of my medication for the pain. I was still in a decent amount of pain, and but I, wanted to get together with my friends and play the game and still have a good time. So I don't exactly remember or know what happened. It's so weird. I've never done, it's just so weird. I don't really know. So I did show up, I did play. I know I left early because I couldn't stand sitting up anymore. I had to go lay down. And we are still at the carnival. We are still trying, as far as I know, as of the time that I left, we are still trying to meet up with our contact who says they have information about a big intrigue that would also affect us as agents of Edgewatch. We haven't found that person as far as I know. And what I don't remember, implicated in something. That's all I remember. We have found several cards out of some sort of fancy deck scattered throughout this carnival, and they all, I think, are going to have some sort of meaning, but we haven't quite figured it out yet. We're at a gruesome and bloody portion of this particular game, but yeah, it's interesting. So that's all I remember. We're playing again tonight, so I will have more information. I am much more together now. So yeah, we are supposed to be playing tonight as long as everything goes well. I know we are going to be missing one person, Quebec, and so if anyone else has to duck out, we'll postpone the game, but hopefully we won't, so we'll see, because I am more with it now. And then last night we played D&D. I just told you I'm more with it. There goes the sunlight. Okay, we played Tomb of Annihilation, and I'm playing Galaith, the Barbarian. There we go. And spoilers if you're playing this one. But anyway, we are in Omu, and we have discovered that we need to go to a bunch of shrines and gather up some cubes. We found a cube in one of them that has a behemoth frog on it, and we have to go to a bunch of different shrines and find different cubes. We found one, and I believe we need to find 8 more, I think. So we were fighting these gargoyles, and Darwin the mouse, we were on the very last one. We were almost done. Darwin was pretty injured, but the rest of us were completely fine, right? Because Darwin had been taken up in the net. I told you guys that. Well, Walter did command drop, and Darwin did command, and so they dropped him. He fell. He has a special ring so that he can fall from great heights and not get hurt. So he was fine and just landed on the ground safely. So we had one gargoyle left, and he decided to call lightning or something like that. I don't remember which spell it was, because he's not a druid. I don't know what spell he used, but anyway, it hit the gargoyle and it hit my character, which it's totally fine. I don't mind at all. It was very funny, but in the game, my character minded. So she went up and she couldn't dodge the lightning at all. It hit her full force, barely, didn't cause much damage because she wasn't injured. She was fine before that. So, but she walked up and punched the mouse. So it was funny. I crit on it when I punched it. It's like the only time I roll a nat 20 is when I'm hitting my friends. But of course you double your dice, which there are no dice to double in an unarmed strike, but it was funny. It made me laugh. So anyway, we get the first cube. Orasana did an amazing job, just flew over. She thought to check for traps, which was great because there was one. She figured out it was like an Indiana Jones type thing. So she put something that weighed the same amount and nothing happened. So she just flew right out of there. We got the first cube. Perfect. Chef's kiss. And then we get out, we go to the next place, and okay, it's like you have to fight with honor. Well, we're in trouble because the character who's playing Skolo wasn't there. He's one of our main fighters. You'd think it would be me as a barbarian, but I'm probably one of the worst fighters. I can just take the hits because I usually take half damage. So not a great fighter, not a great defense. I'm just kind of there as fodder, right? I think that's what my character really is. She's not the most effective, but I built her that way on purpose because at the time when we started the game, I didn't have time to dedicate and focus to build a character. Barbarians are fairly easy. So anyway, we go in, fight with honor. We figure out how to get down to this gladiator pit. And one person walks in, Orasana was in the front, and the door shut behind her. So Orasana is not a frontline fighter at all. Great at distance fighting, not a frontline fighter. So took one hit, nearly died from this clay golem. And so she Misty stepped out of there. Awesome that she could do that. Well done. And we all got poisoned because that's not fighting with honor. It was cheating. We all got poisoned. Okay. So Walter goes down, has armor of Agathis, has all these neat hat tricks type things, or tricks pull out of his hat, and beats one clay golem. And we're like, yay, victory, he did it. And he puts the spear in. Nothing happens. There's 3 more empty slots. Walter is near death. It was a close fight. So Darwin, we're like, well, now what? Walter can't go back in. We don't even know if he's allowed to go back in because he's already done a fight. So Darwin the mouse goes in. He I think is mostly a bard. I don't know if he has multi-classed into anything else. He goes in and rolls low on initiative and gets pummeled the first round. He's trying all these things. He's got a lot of neat tricks, but none of them are quite strong enough. Pulls out an immovable rod, gets it's cursed, so he's stuck to the immovable rod. He's about to be pummeled into oblivion, and Walter is able to some spell get him vortex warp out of the thing. Well, that's still not fighting with honor. We all get poisoned again. So okay, I'm the barbarian. I will try this. I will go down. Luckily, a couple spells were cast on me. I got full health. I got advantage on initiative, and I got a little bit better armor class. Well, here's the bad news. Galaith has bracers of defense on, which lowered her armor class because she had to take off some armor. And they're cursed, so she can't take them off. So she can't put her armor back on. So she's got pretty low AC. So I go in and this fight is close. And it's getting close to the end of the night. We're rolling, just trying to see what happens. And she goes down. They are able to revive her. We all get poisoned. She gets in one more hit. And I think that iron golem or clay golem was like maybe 5 hit points away from going down. That's a guess because we don't know the exact hit points because the DM varies them. So, but that's a guess, was maybe around 5 points. He said I was close. I go down again. I roll a nat 1 on my death save, which means that's 2 fails and it's best out of 3. They give me health again. We all get poisoned, but my health was low because they're running low on spells. My health was so low that the poison knocks me out, but it at least reset my death saves. They didn't have anything left to heal me. I had nothing left because I was unconscious, so I rolled my death saves and I became stable. And then some sort of magic happens because the fight ended and we weren't cheating by anybody healing me. And I was warped out of the arena. And that's where we ended the night. So I am stable, but I am, and I am out of the arena, so they could at least get to me. But we're all gonna have to rest. Nobody can do anything. So we'll see what happens next time. So if you are interested in watching any of those, Pathfinder, we will be playing tonight, which is Monday, and we play several Mondays, but you can check the schedule. So Pathfinder Agents of Edgewatch, you can watch Pepperial, Pepperial on Twitch. And if you're interested in watching our Dungeons & Dragons Tomb of Annihilation game, that is every Sunday. And you can watch Maan, M-A-A-N, on Twitch to see those games. And other than that, let's talk about life real quick. So this is getting long, so I'm gonna do this really quick. We do have appointments today that hopefully will give us some answers and how long we have to be in these things. The estimation was 4 to 12 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks now. So hopefully we get some good news because, you know, I feel better with this on when I have to take it off for certain things. I can feel like the weight and I definitely get sore. So this is definitely stabilizing both my sternum and my spine. But it, you know, it stinks. I would like to be out of it. So hopefully we get some good news there. And yeah, that's kind of about it. I was able to revive. Most of my plants had died because they weren't being watered while we were gone. And no fault of anybody's, but so I started watering them. Almost all of them have revived. My pansies came back. My strawberries, we may get a couple strawberries. I think we were gonna get a lot, but now we're gonna get a couple. And my tomato plant looks amazing, and the basil and the mint are doing well. So, and I also got some orchids for my birthday. They're beautiful. And we made it to a couple of my children's sports games, which was a real victory because I swear that walk is at least 1,000,000 miles long to get to see the games, but we did it. We made it. We were able to sit through and watch them. So I call that a big, big victory. Walking, I am trying to do a little bit more every day. I definitely pushed it too far yesterday and was in a lot of pain, but you know what? It is what it is, and I'm proud of what I accomplished. So moving forward, today's a new day. Onward, as I like to say. So to wrap this up, I'll tell you about what I've been reading because I have not been able to watch a lot of TV. It is getting better, but I was getting a lot of headaches from any of the screens. So I am doing better with it, but there wasn't much TV watching at first. So a lot more reading. I finished Grandma Gatewood's Walk by Ben Montgomery. She is a very inspiring woman. Her story is very interesting. I wish she was such a reserved person that the author speculates on her motivations on why she did a lot of this stuff. I wish we had known more of her actual motivations, but it's a great story. I started reading A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm sucked in. I need to know what happens now. Even when I bought it, like the person at the bookstore was like, oh my gosh, I need to finish this series. And so people are really into it. So I've got to know what happens. So I just started that. I'm, a couple chapters in. That is by Sarah J Maas. And on my Kindle, I'm reading Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. I think she is an amazing writer. I love her style. And the book is interesting. It's about a young man kind of in the foster care system. So yeah, it's been an interesting read. Maybe it'll get me into the mind of my children a little bit because they're around the same age as this kid in the book. Maybe it'll help me understand my boys more. And on Audible, I'm listening to Fairy Tale by Stephen King. I started that one ages ago and took a break from it. I think Stephen King is an amazing writer. I just can't usually read his stuff because it scares me. And I'm a big chicken. So I am giving Fairy Tale a try. I did take a break from it. I'm back into it. It's a great book. I think he's such a great writer. But yeah, so enjoying that for now, although some of it is still freaky. I'm enjoying it. So that's what I'm reading. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm knitting. And that's where I'm going to end it today. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know this one was long. So happy crafting, happy gaming. It's been great to see you. That's Molly in the background. See you next time. Bye.